Are your self-centered, fear-filled beliefs sending you back down the same dead-end road you've been trying to escape?
Well, in this episode, we're going to share with you the steps that we took to get our mind straight and our recoveries back on track. Well, it's August 6th, and it's time for another double shot from My Sober Truth, Driven. Kind of an interesting title, especially when we consider the fact that recovery, we say this all the time, is a journey.
Right.
We always want to be on the right track or on the right road.
Absolutely.
But it's this whole concept that self-centeredness,
Right.
fear,
Yep.
the isms we were talking about in a previous episode can really derail.
Play havoc.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so here's a quick question. I know this is going to be a long answer.
All right.
It's kind of what we do around here.
It is with me.
So, Sean, seriously, what steps I think all of us have run into this problem before.
Right.
You know, our stuff creeps up and it starts to derail us. And so what steps did you take to get your mind right and you keep yourself back on track when all these isms kind of crept up?
Right. Well, for me, we've talked, like you said, we've talked about the isms, and we also we talked about the ego.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, for me, and I think for a lot of folks, my isms, the things that I'm doing wrong, the things that are giving me trouble, are usually ego-driven.
Mm-hmm.
What is the answer to that? Humility. It says right in the reading today, humility is the answer.
Right.
And I absolutely believe that. So what's the best way to try to go from being in a resentful state of mind to getting back to humility? Well, one of the best ways I know is being of service.
Right.
Find something you can do for someone, whatever it may be. As small as, I say it all the time, but as small as you can start moving back the other direction with something as small as bending down and picking up a piece of litter you see on the side of the road. It starts there. You wake up in the morning and you're still having the same ism thoughts that you had the night before. Get up and make your bed.
Right.
Get up and start those baby steps. They're going to get you back going in the right direction.
Right.
And, that's really what it's all about. And I think that's part of what this reading that we're discussing today is talking about. Really what we're trying to do is get ourselves into a place of spiritual fitness so that when we start working on these amends with other people,
right,
the questions, the observations, the discourse between myself and another person when I'm trying to make an amend can wreak havoc on my spiritual fitness if I'm not prepared.
Correct.
Because you're going to run into some, while you're making amends, you're going to run into some, or at least I ran into some that worked out exactly like I thought they should. I made the amend. The person was happy to hear from me. They were happy to see me doing well, and it went great. And then I ran into some where I got an earful about all the things that I'd done, and they weren't ready to hear my amends, and they weren't ready, and they weren't ever going to forgive me. So that being said, I need to be in a good place before I go into that, because it could possibly drive me back towards a life that I don't want to lead. So a life of drug use, a life of just all the things that I've done in the past. So with that being said, I need to be driven towards working on this spiritual life that I'm trying to get my arms around, so to speak. I need to be working towards that. And the best way that I know to work towards that is trying to be of service to others. Go to a meeting, go to a recovery meeting, help set out chairs, help talk to the newcomers coming in. Is there the two best things that can happen to me? Let me just start that over again. The three best things that can happen to me at a meeting is I can talk to or hear someone share, someone who is not as far along in the program as me. That's awesome for me to hear. Someone who's farther along in the program than me. Oh man, that's awesome to hear. Someone who's on the exact same level as me.
Right.
Man, that's awesome to hear. All of it is letting me know either A, boy, I don't want to be back there, or B, man, I hope to get there one day, or C, man, I'm not in this alone.
Right.
So all of those kinds of things, staying in contact with the people who are on the same road that you're on, being of service, doing all of these different things are the things that keep me in that spiritual state of mind.
You know, we say it all the time, when you get stuck, take a look back. Take a look back at your journey. Take a look back at the things that brought you success so far in recovery, and rinse and repeat the things that you just got to do.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, you know, when you were talking about that, receiving from others, and we talked a lot about that last month in July, just that connection, what that tribe, that fellowship can do for you.
Absolutely.
But also what you can do for them. And I like that thing that you said, get outside of your own skin, start serving someone else, because it's once you take your eyes off that problem so many times, it dissipates to nothing.
Right.
You know, it helps put it in proper perspective.
Absolutely.
Well, I know we're going to hit on this subject some more as we dive into this month. And so let's wrap this episode up with a question to our followers. And so tell me, guys, what happens when you have that self-centeredness or fear trying to creep in? What steps do you take to get your mind right and get your recovery back on track? Take a few minutes to answer this question. Put your answers down in the comments section below. We can't wait to read what you have to say, and I know it's going to help somebody else in their journey today. And on that note, from My Sober Truth, I'm Mark.
Hey, and I'm Sean. And here's hoping that today you stay drunk with success. Love y'all.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you're thirsty for another round, then belly on up to mysobertruth.com and click on the double shot button today. There you'll find the encouragement, inspiration, and support that'll help you stay clean, on track, and prospering in every area of your life. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel, and if you got a minute, stick around. Let's watch another video together.